I'm not sure if you're a Swiftie, which means a follower of pop superstar Taylor Swift, but the rumor is she's going to make an announcement during the Super Bowl to energize her base to vote for Joe Biden. Do you care? I have a silly story for you, but it may actually have some credence to it. In the last election, this very popular young lady who's the artist of the year repeatedly, Taylor Swift, had encouraged all of her followers called Swifties to vote the way she wanted them to vote, especially in Tennessee. And she had decided in her infinite wisdom who should be Tennessee's senator. And she encouraged all of her friends from high school and whatnot who follow her to zoom to the polls and vote her way. It was an abysmal failure, and the other side won, the Republican senator. And now there's this story circulating that Taylor Swift 2 years later is even bigger than she used to be. And because of her connection to a certain all-star player who's going to be in the Super Bowl in a week, that she's going to make some kind of announcement when the cameras are on her in some way to cause people to run to the polls whenever, eventually in November, to support Joe Biden over Donald Trump. She has 79 million followers. Does anybody care about her political beliefs, or is it just silliness?
It is silliness, of course, but apparently, I don't know much about her. I know she's dating a football player or something, but what I do know...
a very famous one.
Okay, is that with that many millions of followers that she has, there are a lot of young people and of voting age who listen to her, follow her. If she were just telling them, go sign up, register to vote, okay, fine. But, to actually use that platform of hers to influence her gullible, impressionable, clueless followers to vote a particular way, she does have that influence.
Let's compound the question. The View was talking about this, that way left-wing progressive group of ladies that hates everything Trump. That's mostly what they talk about. A co-host on The View a couple of days ago said, Sarah Haynes, that she hid Trump's presidency from her children, I guess to save their mental stability or something silly like that, as if these children are so fragile, raised by Ms. Hayes, that they couldn't tolerate someone that their mother didn't like being president. Have we gotten to the point where our political decisions are made by self-appointed pundits because they're famous, I guess?
I cannot even begin to fathom why anybody would ever watch The View to begin with, much less, take seriously anything that any of its participants may say. That seems to be an especially silly one, hiding, who's president from your children, as though, first of all, if they're too young to find that out for themselves, then they're probably not going to understand or care. If they're old enough to find out for themselves, then they're going to make up their own minds. I mean, I would hope. Yeah, it's pure silliness.
And yet that show stays on the air, and there is a clap track where I hate Trump. Everybody applauds. I like Trump. It's quiet and the booing starts. It's really very, very unvarnished and very tilted towards the left. They make no secret about it. They brag about it. They don't invite people on unless they're going to gang up on them. For anyone to take the other side, you'd have to be crazy to go on The View if you had a different opinion. I can't even imagine someone as intelligent and articulate and informed as you. Oh boy, would that be abuse if you ever sat at that table.
Never fear. I doubt very much that I would ever get an invitation. But, why does it stay on the air? I think it's probably because of the advertisers whose funding supports it.
Well said. And they are left-wing, and they don't like the idea that what was a few years ago under the Trump presidency might ever come back again. But everything is fine now with Joe Biden. Is that about it?
Well, for another 11, 12 months or so.